I'm Lou Gossett Jr. Vision, spirit, creativity, forces at work in every industry and organization in every corner of the world. The profiles you're about to see single out the people and ideas helping to improve our lives today and inspire progress tomorrow.
The Andes, a vast landscape of mountains that stretches across thousands of miles of South America. In Peru, it's been home to the Inca Empire, generations of mountain peoples, and been a fascination for countless visitors. It's also a place rich in natural minerals, if one has the know-how and technology to find them.
Peru is what you could call a mining country. It has a very long history and tradition in mining. It comes from the Incas. Peru was probably the most important area for the Incas Empire. They were a very important culture working with different kind of precious metals and also some more basic metals.
First, the geologists, they have to do a reconnaissance survey. They have to select a good ground, prospective ground, for the occurrences of mineral, and then we start our part of the work. They tell us what they're looking for, what they've been observing, and both together we decide how we're gonna survey the ground and what kind of method we're gonna apply.
Today, engineers are using satellites soaring 20,000 miles over the Earth to detect natural resources that are buried deep below the surface of the Earth. This technology and others like it have been giving geologists like Jerry Blackwell the ability to quickly survey minerals along large areas of ground.
So what happens now with these GPSs is the geologist just comes out and he decides this is an interesting spot. He presses a button on his little handheld instrument, and 5 minutes later he's got an answer. It's all digital. The geologist then takes that information back, downloads it into a computer, and it starts to generate a map for him. He can bring all his other notes. He has a database. Eventually, he has a lot of knowledge about a property, and it only takes a half a day, a few hours, a few days at most.
Near the village of Hoken, recent surveys have led to the discovery of gold. Geologists will now prepare the site for future development with help from local residents who have been trained in mining exploration.
I began working in this industry without any knowledge of what rocks were. I hardly knew anything. I started basically supporting the geologists and topographers. Then I started to ask, what type of rocks are those? What is their name? With what I have learned and what I know, I would like to always be an assistant in the field.
Mining will contribute to energize the economy of the remote areas where it operates. The only way mining will continue and be successful is by contributing to a sustainable development operation. And therefore, technology is one of the main aspects to achieve that goal.
As engineers and geologists continue to dig their way through the possibilities science can present, their discoveries may help develop new technologies worth their weight in gold.
Gitennes was formed in 1993 as the amalgamation of two pre-existing companies. It was formed out of the interest brought on by the diamond discoveries in northern Canada and Northwest Territories. A group of investors, primarily in Toronto, wanted to get a new company going to go out and take a look at exploration opportunities elsewhere in northern Canada. I was approached to get involved with the company, and I've been the president ever since then. Shortly after we got the company going, we got involved with a gold discovery in northern Canada. We worked on that for several years in partnership. We eventually sold that interest to another company for $1 million, and we used that money to come to Peru in 1996, and that got us involved in the Verhin property over near Huamachuco. We sold that a couple of years ago to a private Peruvian company for $1.5 million US and a royalty. That property is now coming into production. Gitennes has a history of looking at very early stage projects, ones like this. We don't think we're smarter than anybody else. We're not going to take an old mine and try to turn it into a brand new discovery because we think we're better engineers or better geologists than the last guys. What we pride ourselves on is recognizing brand new opportunities, and that's really the philosophy. At the same time, if the property is not turning out to be as good as we expected, or reaches critical threshold of size, then we're perfectly prepared to sell it, use that money to fund additional exploration. That way the shareholders have minimal dilution and we maximize our opportunities.
Thank you for joining us today on the Profile Series. Be sure to join us next time for more stories on reaching our personal goals. I'm Lou Gossett Jr.